We all know great couples throughout history. Romeo and Juliet, Gatsby and Daisy, Rose and that floating door from the Titanic. But none compare to the love that exists between Jason and his machete. Hello there. I'm glad you're here today because today we are going to be ranking all of Jason's kills that involve his one true love, his machete. And we're doing it using a tier list. So this is my first tier list video. I know. So this is my tier list. Thank you. So for this video, we are going to be looking at all of the moments where Jason uses his machete to unalive people. So these moments are technically kills, but a moment could include multiple kills because sometimes a kill may include multiple people being taken out. So for this video, I will not be including moments from the first Friday the 13th for one very obvious reason. Jason is not the killer, so that movie's not being used. I will be using moments from Friday the 13th Part 5 and 9 though, because A New Beginning, the audience, are led to believe that the person using that machete is in fact Jason, so we're gonna count it. And in Jason Goes to Hell, we, the audience, are told that it is Spirit Jason that is, doing the killing. So we're going to count that too, I guess. As I said, this is my tier list. We will be going through 31 different machete moments from the franchise. Again, a machete moment does not mean it's 31 individual kills. Could be a moment that has multiple kills in it, and that would still be counted as one moment. But there are 31 we're going to go through, so let's get started. And I'm going to do my best to try and go in order, but basically we'll be ranking them as either killing it. So these would be moments that are iconic. When I think of Friday the 13th, or I think of Jason Voorhees with his machete, I think of these kills. Next would be a good time. So maybe they're not as memorable, or I don't think of them immediately, but when I watch the movie or I watch this moment, I have a good time with it. The next tier is going to be a worthy effort. So this means that it's not necessarily super great, it's not necessarily memorable, but it shows that they tried. Like maybe they tried to do something different, didn't necessarily work out, but they tried something different, and it just shows that there was some effort made, and maybe they just kind of missed the mark though. So they didn't quite achieve what they were going for, but it did something new and different, so worthy effort. The next tier is going to be forgettable, which I think pretty much is self-explanatory. These are moments that I don't remember were in the franchise, and after I do this video, I'm going to forget that they ever existed. And then the last tier is be better. So these are moments that I consider to be bad. Maybe they're bad because they look bad, maybe they're bad because they are just boring or they're repetitive, or they lack creativity. Maybe they're something where I would have liked to have seen a little bit more effort made, or I wish they'd maybe picked a different tone. So again, I'm gonna try and go in order. So let's get started. We are going to get started with Friday the 13th Part 2. So first one we're gonna do is we've got Scott. So Scott gets his throat slit with a machete while he's hanging upside down. So this is a kill that does stand out to me. I mean, the throat slit gets pretty common after this one, especially, but I love that they tried something different with having him be hung upside down. I sometimes forget about this kill though. I don't always remember that it happened. So I'm gonna say that this one is a good time. Oh, he's so tiny.
That's what she said.
Michael. So yeah, Scott, I'd say that's definitely a good time. It's nice that they added the touch of having him be upside down. They could have just done a throat slit. Would have been the first time, right? But I like that they did something different. All right, now next, Mark. Now, Mark's kill is iconic. I think anyone who thinks about the franchise thinks about this moment. It's in the intro to most of the sequels, actually, so you can't not put this in Killing It. That wheelchair rolling down those steps, it's good. It's a good time. It's a good time, but also iconic, so it's gonna go under killing it. Next, we are going to go into Friday the 13th Part 3. So yeah, there's only 2 machete moments from the second one. Let's go into Part 3. Again, we're gonna keep going strong, in my opinion, because we've got Andy's. So Andy is doing the handstand, or he's walking on his hands, and Jason surprises them in the hall, and they have him kind of split him in half with the machete, and they shoot it from the ground up, which is just such a awesome shot. I think this is one of the greatest shots in the whole franchise. This is going to go under, these are not going to be uniform, so for people who love symmetry, I apologize. Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. Some people do this and they get it to look so nice, and I'm like, I'm not going to be this person today. That is going to go under killing it. All right, I believe we have one other moment from Part 3, which is Ali. So Ali starts off real strong. Ali, his hand gets chopped off the machete, but the rest of his kill is actually done off screen. You don't get to see it. You get to hear it. You hear Jason hacking away for like 20 minutes, but you don't get to see it. So I'm going to say that that is a worthy effort. I feel like it started off really, really strong with the hand slice, but I think I would have liked to have seen it continue that strong. I think this could have been killing it 100% or even a good time, but I think that they just kind of missed the mark at the end. So yeah, there are only 2 also in Friday the 13th Part 3. So let's go on to 4. There is only one machete moment in Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. So, and that is Sam. Oh, Sam. I love this kill. So this one, for me, is also, I'm going to put it in killing it. I waver. I think I would put this in a good time, because the reason why it's so iconic is because it's kind of ridiculous. But I do think about this one when I think about the franchise. Like, this one is burned in my brain. And I know that the actors had to go through a lot to get this shot, so I'm putting it in killing it. You can hate me if you want. I do not care. All right, so now we're going to go into, that's all there is for the final chapter. So let's go into Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. So I believe there are 3 from A New Beginning. We have first Pete. So he's the greaser. He gets his throat slit in his car. I think this is going to be the first one. Oh, you can't see his name. I'm sorry, Pete. Oh my god, how do you do this? I think this is going to be the first one I'm going to put in forgettable. I forgot that, I forgot he was in this movie. I forgot that this is how he died. I often forget this movie. It is not one of my favorites. So yeah, I think I'm going to put that in forgettable. Next, we have Robin. And Robin is also going to pioneer a tier. I think I'm going to put Robin in Be Better for a couple reasons. One, I don't love that they have her, just filming topless the entire time. I get that that's an actor's choice, but I hear that there's some controversy around that. So I'm going to put her in Be Better. The big reason is she dies because she gets the machete through the bed up through her, and that is basically a repeat of what we saw with Kevin Bacon in the original, but also it's a repeat of Sam, kind of, who gets the machete through the raft. So we've already seen it, and it wasn't done better, so I'm gonna say Be Better. Either do what they did and do it better, or do something different. So Robin's kill, Robin's machete moment is gonna be a Be Better. All right, so now that we have something in every one of them, next for Friday the 13th Part 5 is Violet. So I do like Violet's character of that movie, which I'm not a huge fan of. It's not one of my favorite in the franchise. I think she's quirky and artsy, and I like it. I would put her in Be Better, because this kill does not look good, but I do know that this was not originally the kill they had planned for her. They had a whole different kill that they planned for and shot, but it was too gory, so they had to change it last minute. So I'm actually gonna put this in Be Better, only because I know they had planned to be better, and, well, not Be Better. I'm gonna put this one in Worthy Effort, because I know they had planned for something else, and they had to kind of change it last minute, and so the shot doesn't look great, but that's kind of what they had to work with because of their other scene getting cut because it was too graphic. So, but I heard it was supposed to be pretty cool. So we're gonna put her in Be Better. All right, so now we're going to be moving in to Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. This one is a unique installment because we get our first a set of multi-kills, and we don't just get one thing of multi-kills, we get two different multi-kills in this. So the first one we get the triple decap of the paintballers, which is fantastic. I like this movie a lot. I think it's the comedy in this, the tone is really great. The comedy in this is really great. I really enjoy the paintballers. I think they're great. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes forget that the triple decap happens. I'm not perfect, so I think I'm actually gonna put this in a good time, because I don't think it's iconic for me, but I really enjoy it when I see it. So I'm gonna put the triple decap from Part 6 in a good time. So the next Machete moment from Part 6 is going to be another multi-kill, actually. This is going to be, I can't remember their names, Annette and someone, I can't remember his name, but it's double kill. They get stabbed with a machete while they're both on a motorcycle, so that was pretty unique. I don't think, though, that it's as good of a time as that triple decap, so it's not going there. I don't think of it as iconic, but I will put it as a worthy effort, because I think it did try to do something new, and I think, like, it's hard to follow up that triple decap, right? Like, so we're gonna put it in a worthy effort. It was cool that they did something different, and they killed those, that set of lovers at the same time. Usually they take them out one by one, but I'm gonna put that right there. All right, now we're gonna go to the last machete kill, and this might be somewhat controversial, but we're gonna do Paula. So Paula is interesting. Paula is one of those kills where it's implied that she is killed with a machete. It technically happens off screen, but you see the blood splatter across the window. So basically, you see her, you see Jason with the machete, and then you see like a slash of blood fly across the window. So when I was doing these, if I was unsure if something would count as a machete kill, I did cross-reference with other resources. So I looked at the kill count. I also looked at the Wiki fandom page. And if at least 2/3 of us said it was a machete kill, I counted it as a machete kill. So you'll see a couple other ones that either show up or don't show up that are kind of similar, but that's because, again, the consensus wasn't there. They weren't machete kills in the eyes of 2/3 of us, so therefore they did not get counted. Or they were considered machete kills by the eyes of 2/3 of us, so we counted them. I don't know, I'm saying we, it was really just me that ended up doing it. But I am gonna say, yeah, Paula, I'm going to put her in forgettable. I'm not going to lie. I forget this happens. I don't want to put it in be better, because I think that it's, at least they give you the slash of blood, so it did a little bit, but it's not quite a worthy effort in my eyes. They could have done more, but honestly, I do forget that this even happens. I think I'm more likely to remember the double kill and the triple kill from this movie than I am Paula's kill. Number 7, the new blood. There's only one machete moment, and that is going to be Eddie. So Eddie is the only machete moment. Eddie, I'm sorry, I think I'm gonna put you in forgettable. I forget this movie a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think, of the kills I think about from this movie, Eddie's is not one of them. I forgot how he even died. I do enjoy, though, that he's, like, opening up the other guy's birthday presents. That's fun. So I'm putting Eddie in forgettable. I'm sorry. It's okay. I can't get these to be even. All I want is symmetry. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. All right, so now we're going to be moving on to Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. So that one also only has one machete moment, and that is Admiral Robertson. I'm just going to call him the captain because it's shorter. So the captain, although I guess Admiral and captain might be different. So the captain gets his throat slit with the wrong side of the machete. And while I have a hot take of really loving this movie, I think I'm going to be putting him down in Be Better. So we've gotten a lot of throat slits or throat moments already, and I think while it's a nice touch, they use the dull side of the machete. This one is not great visually. It's kind of got a weird slow-mo and a weird lighting to it, so it doesn't look great. I I don't know. It's funny because I like this movie so much, and this kill, though, is just not great. So I'm going to put it down and be better because it's not forgettable. I remember it happened, but I always kind of go, like when I see it. All right, now let's go to part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you know this. There are no machete moments from Jason Goes to Hell. Spirit Jason never uses a machete to kill anyone. So, is it really Jason? It's debatable. Moving on, so let's go to Jason X, aka Jason in Space. So this one actually has a few. The first one we get is Stony. So Stony gets stabbed through the gut when he's trying to leave the room. Gets a space machete. It's our first space machete, actually. So this one is definitely not iconic. I don't really think it's a good time. I don't know if it's a worthy effort or forgettable. This one's a little harder for me because I saw it for the first time more recently, and so I feel bad if I say it's forgettable because I haven't even had time to forget it yet. Yeah. I think I'm gonna say he also is forgettable. I'm sorry, go hang out next to Eddie. You guys can be friends. Next, we've got Gecko. Gecko is a throat slash. Gecko is boring. Gecko didn't do anything different. I'm putting Gecko in be better because I get it. Like, throat slash. Yep, been there, done that. Yes, it's a space machete, and that is cool, but let's try and be better. Let's do something different, guys. All right, next we have Kicker. So Kicker gets macheted in half off screen, and then you kind of just see him crawling, his top half of his torso. Oh my God. These are so hard. You kind of see him just crawling the top half of his torso. So I'm going to say that's a worthy effort because the slice, I mean, it's cool that he got sliced in half, but I mean, it happens off screen and then we just see like the remnants. So I'm going to say worthy effort. Could have given us a little more. Maybe they weren't allowed to. I don't know. Anyways, and then I believe the last one from Jason X is going to be Professor Lowe, who I'm just going to call P-Lo because Professor Lowe is Wong, and also I find that I can't always spell the word professor.
Wait, does Professor have one F or two? Oh my God. Oh my God. Professor.
So we're going to say P-Lo, and P-Lo is killed basically off screen. You just hear him yell. I'm putting him in be better. Like, give us something. I get that they made it kind of comedic, which I appreciated, but yeah, give us more. Be better. Do something more. Next, we are going to be moving on to Freddy versus Jason. And oh my God, the machete moments in this movie. This is not one of my favorites in the franchise, but the machete moments are pretty good, actually. So the first one we get is actually Trey, who gets like machete stabbed like 10 times. But don't worry, he holds on to his spear, and then he actually gets like smushed in the like folding bed. I know where I'm putting this one. We haven't visited this one in a while. Trey, I didn't like you, but your kill is amazing. You are going into iconic. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, he is really tiny. Anyways. Oh, wait. I guess technically the first one is not Trey. The first one, and I counted it, even though... So technically Heather is the first one, and I know she's not technically real. The moment's happening in Jason's dream sequence. But I feel like we are seeing it, so it counts. And I feel like she could have been someone that he killed at some point. Maybe his dream is a memory. Maybe. But yeah, I'm going to say it's forgettable anyways. I forgot it even happened in that movie. So I'm just going to put forgettable. So I guess it doesn't really matter if I put it in here. But I still wanted to call out that I know that it happened and I forgot about it. So yeah. All right. So next we have Blake's dad, who has a name that I cannot remember. So Blake's dad is actually decapitated. And again, this is one of those ones where it's like you don't technically see it happen. It happens off screen, but it's implied it happened with machete. I cross-referenced. I'm putting this under worthy effort because, I don't know, I like the, Blake shaking his dad and his head falling off. I think that's interesting, but, could it have been something more? Probably. If I have to question if it's even really a machete kill, worthy effort, but give me more. And then moving on to Blake, who does get hacked with a machete. We see that. And tries to use his dad's head as a shield. I think I was originally going to put this in worthy effort, but I think now that I think about it, I'm going to put this in a good time. I like that he used his dad's head as a shield. It's what Dad would have wanted, right? So let's go with that. What do we got next? I think next we are getting to the rave scene, which is awesome. So next we have, from Freddy vs. Jason, we've got Shaq. So Shaq gets the flaming machete through his back as he's running away. So this one, I'm not gonna lie, I did somehow manage to forget that this happened in the movie, but I thought it was a great time. Oh my God, Shaq, behave. So I'm putting a good time for Shaq. You can hang out with Blake, Shaq. All right, and then next, immediately after Shaq gets that machete, this scene, I do remember all the time. And this is one that comes to mind for me, and that is the Raver massacre with flaming Jason and his flaming walk and his flaming machete singular. This is going and killing it. This is awesome. I think this is the best scene in the movie, except for maybe the fight scenes. Oh my God, he's so tiny. Get bigger. That's what she said. Oh, cool. All right, so I'm gonna put Ravers in there. For me not liking this movie that much, I sure do like the kills from it, obviously. Look I got 4 in the top 2 tiers. You can be a movie I don't really like, but still I can like your machete moments, apparently. All right, now moving into, oh wait, we have one more. Oh no, we got 2 more. There are 2 more from Freddy vs. Jason. So first, we got Freeburg. So Freeburg is possessed by Freddy Krueger, and he pumps Jason full of drugs, and then he gets sliced in half. I'm going to say this is a good time. I did forget about this one. I apparently don't remember the kills from Freddy vs. Jason that much. So I'm going to say this is a good time. It was enjoyable to watch. I do enjoy Freeburg as a character, actually, pretty much. Okay, and now the last one. Miss Kia. I tried to get a picture of her flying through the air. She basically gets, hit with, Jason swats his machete at her and she flies through the air and hits a tree. I tried to get a picture of that. It just looks like a ghost. It's okay. I'm going to say this is a worthy effort. I think it was fun, but it also didn't really, do I think it's as fun as Freeburg getting sliced in half? No, I do not. I think it's as fun as Shaq getting his flaming machete thrown through his back? No, I don't. So I'm going to put Kia up there. All right. Wait, can I make her a little better? Okay, cool. All right, so now we're going to get into the last movie in the franchise, the reboot from 2009, which also has a decent amount of machete moments in it. So the first machete moment we have from the reboot is Wade. So Wade is technically killed kind of off screen. You see Jason going at him, and then you see that his ear is still attached to his earbud later. Richie finds Wade's ear with his earbud still in it. So I'm gonna put this in worthy effort. Because the actor who plays Wade, the amount of fear in his face and his body movement when Jason is hurling towards him is amazing. So I wish we had gotten a little bit more in that kill, but I actually almost want to put it in a good time, even though they showed so little, I enjoy that moment. But I'm going to put it in worthy effort because I feel like that's fair. I'm also a little biased because this is one of my favorite movies in the franchise, so I don't want to be too biased, but I think Wade's is definitely a worthy effort. Almost a good time. Almost. So close. Now next we've got Richie. So Richie gets the machete to the head, and Richie's kill, iconic, 100% iconic. This cold open is just, oh my God, so good. I love this kill. It looks so good. It's so memorable. This is a kill I think about when I think about the franchise. Yeah, Richie's definitely killing it. definitely killing it. What do we got next? I think we have Donnie next. Where is Donnie? Yeah, Donnie and his mannequins. I don't know. He gets a throat slash. He gets his throat slit. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in forgettable. I forgot that I remember him being in it, but I honestly forget how he dies. So I'm just gonna go forgettable. Cool. All right, Donnie is going in forgettable. And that's fine. I'm fine with Donnie being in forgettable. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, so next we have Chelsea. So after her excursions, water skiing topless, she gets a machete through the dock into her skull, which I think is honestly a really good time. But then they have to yank her up and they have to show her topless one more time. My biggest complaint about this movie is that it's too boob forward, so we're gonna put her right down here and be better. I think if they just not done the very last second of showing her topless, I would have had that in a good time. Maybe even killing it, but just not for me, I guess. Other people might put this somewhere else, but that ruined it for me just a little bit. Anyways, next in the reboot, we have good old Trent. Now, Trent is interesting. I forgot he technically got killed with a machete. I always think about him dying on the hay baler, but no, Jason stabs him with a machete through the back, and it takes a long time. It is a drawn out moment, and I know that that is for the audience's benefit because we don't like Trent. He's a bad boyfriend. He is not good people. Kind of a douche. So I'm gonna put him under a good time because I don't necessarily remember it's a machete, but when I'm watching it, I'm a fan of it. So we're gonna put him in there. Also, I love the clips with the old man that are like getting ready to leave. All right, and then I believe the last machete moment, wait, let's double check. Yes, we're going to be on the last one, which is 31. That is going to be, sadly, Miss Jenna. Miss Jenna gets stabbed through the back as she is escaping Jason's lair through the tunnels. And we as the audience, we don't see it coming for a couple of reasons. One, we think she is the final girl. She is not the final girl. It actually ends up being Whitney. So this is a shocking moment. It's actually pretty emotional, in my opinion. And I'm putting this under killing it. It is iconic. It is a kill that I think about from the movie. I know what happened with the machete, and it made me feel something. So I am gonna put her, oh my God, right next to Richie. All right, so this is what my tier list looks like for all of the machete moments in the Friday the 13th franchise. Again, there are 31. I think it actually looks pretty even. It actually is, oh, it's not quite a bell curve, but where the effort does seem to have the most. Wait, no, they're just bigger because I can't size things. So where the effort and killing it seem to have the most, which is great. A lot of killing it is actually coming from some of the later movies also. So kudos to you guys. It looks like it was definitely like the early and then the end. The middle is just kind of void, apparently. The middle movies are kind of void of good machete moments. It is what it is. But yeah, so that is my tier list of all of the machete moments in the Friday the 13th franchise. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. And until next time, bye.